Okay, in theory it should be back up now. Let's see. I can't actually, like, there's no way in in OBS to amplify the voice beyond what I have it now. Oops. Beyond what I have it now. I can only turn down the computer audio. So for this first iteration, as far as I remember, you just need to put roaches on the buttons and everything's fine. Let's be in a slightly less bad position here. I only need the 5 roaches after all. Right. And then we have a second room involving a slight modulation of the idea. What is this? There is a challenge here. This was... I almost forgot I did this. If you want, you can press Command to read what this actually means. Although it's pretty obvious. Don't put a keg on the button. No put keg on button. Okay. So of course, if you don't want to put a keg on the button, that means you've got to put something else on it. Say a roach, maybe? Let's see. Trying to conceive of the best way to handle it. Oh yeah, that's right. These don't open. So I still need some powder kegs even if I'm not going to put any on the buttons. Which is where this mirror comes in. It has indeed been a while. Oh wait, that won't help, will it? Alright, this way I'll only destroy one corner of kegs, right there. Oops. I don't need powder kegs for anything here, do I? I'm thinking about a different room. I don't know why I thought that. Even if I put kegs on top of the, oh well. I know for a fact there is another room where, you need something like that. Anyway, the general idea for this hold was to take this kind of template and do as many different things as I could think of with it. There are green doors after the 2 introductory rooms, but mainly it's just sort of a suggested order of discovery. You can go to any room you want, including the very last one after reaching the first one. I chose this architectural style where I use arrows all over the room edges instead of walls for some reason. I guess because it looked very simplistic in a way. You can choose to go back to a room you've solved in this way, in certain places. Let's see. In this one, there's only one roach. And the big trick is that you need the roach to go push these buttons for you. Maybe. Is that what it is? The green doors enforce a kind of order of discovery. So I wanted the player to discover rooms in a certain order, but to be allowed to play them in whatever order they like. So you go here, you have to go to these two rooms first, and after that you can go north through these two rooms, or you can go south. Once you've cleared, say, this room and the room below it, then you can go through the green door to go to this room. Or, as a better example, perhaps over here we have green doors to the east and west. If you've cleared this room and the room to its east, then you get a shortcut between them. It's kind of a soft enforcement of order from what I felt was easier to what I felt was harder, at least as far as I remember. It's embarrassing I can't really remember how to solve some of these. I'm pretty sure this one, the idea is just to kill a roach and create a way to, oh, come on. I think the idea with this one is just to kill the roach and create a long fuse to work with. I think I might still have to blow up some kegs beforehand. Not sure. See if I do this. Oops. That's too close. There we go. This is what I had in mind. So the first trick is that you can place a mirror on the kind of farthest one, and just make sure that there are kegs nearby it. Basically, we just need to, I can't touch either of those because that would light the fuse that I need. But otherwise, my goal here is mostly just to create a fuse path that will be lit on my way in and then blow up once I'm all the way in. Yeah. Need something to bridge those because they'll both explode by the fuse anyway. That said, it's probably less expensive. Well, no, I need to have the delay, so I do need that, probably. I'm less than certain that this is how the solution should look, because I'm running out of kegs. I don't know. What does my old solution look like anyway? Oh, you can. Okay, I knew there was some way to extract the roach there. So if you can extract the roach, then you don't have to blow up you have more kegs to work with, and also you can save that one on the top left. What did I do? Probably something like this. Yeah, that works. But maybe on the opposite side. Yeah, that's it. And then you can set up a nice fuse path to kill the rest. This room, the rules have changed so that you're not allowed to blow up the kegs at all, since otherwise you would lose access in that way. But you still need some way to get past to whatever you still need some way to get out these roaches. I think the idea is to make them line up. Since there's exactly 5, you want them lined up like that. Then you can do something like this. Just like that. And after that, it's not too different from the first room. As I recall, there's a reason why that's useful to know in this one. Let's see. Yeah, and this one, this only closes certain doors, so you have to do something else with the rest of them. This is the more insane room idea, which I think had several leaks. You want to have enough roaches following you so that when you push the button, you can exit to the east here. This is using a guard's help to do something. This one involves toggling back and forth. Have no powder kegs in this room at all when you kill the evil eyes. Which I think was a challenge born of an unintended solution. Maybe. Sure looks like I could solve it that way. I just chose not to in this particular solution. Oh, never mind. I see. To do the challenge, you actually need to, I think, keep the roaches alive and chase them back around again. Something like that. Here, this is one that completes the challenge. Right, the trick is to sort of stack up a bunch of the roaches over there, and also use a mirror. Very nice. I think this challenge doesn't quite award correctly because there was a way to produce an explosion that I didn't expect. I could be wrong, but I vaguely remember something like that. This is 2 years old. I cannot believe that. This room is just using the soldier's help and also preventing the soldier from messing everything up for you. I actually have a partially built sequel to this called Newer Hold, which uses even more variations of these kinds of puzzle ideas. But it's just not where I feel like it's finished, and I'm also not sure if I like everything in it. The challenge essentially consists of only using one decoy to hold the roaches in place, which is quite doable, really. This one uses a time clone instead of a decoy, which creates something a bit different. And this is the same concept, but now there's a mimic. And also a time clone mechanism, I think intended to make sure that you bring the mimic into where you're supposed to. The time clone mechanism is so that you cannot use the mimic to go through the passageway, or at least it's supposed to be. So that you need to do that to finish the room. And then I just went crazy and threw some fluffs in the last room for no apparent reason. This room can take quite a while to do. I wonder what the highly optimized solution looks like and whether it actually uses the speed potion at all. Oh, it does. I guess if you want to optimize this room, you can try to make sure that you hit the speed potion that turns off the haste as quickly as possible. Anyway, enough looking at an old thing that I'm familiar with. Let's look at something I'm not familiar with. Nightmare Dungeon by Henri, aka Doom. Beethro is looking for a treasure in the Nightmare Dungeon. As Beethro stepped into the dungeon, the doors behind him closed suddenly. It can't be so difficult, can it? He thought. There was no end punctuation there. Well, my first order of business is to find out what that scroll says. Trying to escape, are you? There's no way but forward. Or actually there is, but don't go there. Oh, you mean this really obvious cracked wall path? Don't go here? The warp room is working again because I still had to update this hold, and you should be able to return to which room you are in. You shouldn't use this room to skip levels. It's cheating, and you don't see all of the rooms that way. Okay. I'm seeing level and then number. I guess I can expect there to be 8 levels or 7 levels, depending on whether end hold is a level or not. Okay. How about I just get rid of that snake right away? And get rid of this guy right away too. I didn't actually cheat, I just showed off where the cheat console is. That was a pain. Let's see, how can I best enter this area? I guess I should try to wake as many eyes as possible before getting in there. Seems like I need to kill one of those two in order to survive. I don't think so. Yeah, looking at it, it seems like I need to drop almost everything. Oh, there's cracked walls. Never mind. I was thinking that I needed to hit all the trapdoors because otherwise I wouldn't be able to reach those eyes whatsoever. But there is a rather obvious corner to use if I don't need to do that. I can just do this. Primarily, I just didn't notice that there were cracked walls in exactly this formation before. Now it looks really suspicious to the east here. What's this about? Why are there force arrows here, pointing that way? Really odd. Given that there doesn't seem to be anything in that direction, I'm not sure what that alcove is about. Oh. I was about to say, this looks like a nightmare, except that actually it gave me an invisibility potion, which... well, it makes it considerably less of a nightmare anyway. I can basically tell the tar not to spawn if I don't want it to. And there's no black doors or anything, so... Actually, I think the challenge of this room might be that I have to prevent the tar from ever spawning, given that blob in the top left, top right. So, oh. I was gonna say, so it's just a matter of being methodical, except that also apparently we decided we needed to have invisible walls under tar for no good reason. Okay. I mean, not invisible, but under tar, you know. Not the worst use of it that I've seen, certainly, but still just sort of annoying to run into and not a particular challenge of any kind. Alright, what does this room want? I guess I can place mimics to kill the snakes. Or is it just a mimic that I can place? Seems like I'm only supposed to place one, maybe? I can clear the room with just one, so why not? I mean, you're provided 2 mimics, so this room is even easier than I found it to be, so... What is this? Huh. This is a neat concept. So the idea appears to be that I can only open one of each pair of passageways, and I have to figure out which set of passageway openings let me kill all of the roaches. Well, I can identify right away a couple of them that I definitely need to hit from a certain direction. Like this one I have to hit south, this one I have to hit south, this one I have to hit west, this one I have to hit east. And I probably need to hit this one from the south also. So let's see. Since I need to reach these roaches, and I have to hit west here, and I have to hit west here, that means I have to hit north. No, I have to hit south there, so... I've confused myself. Let's see. Oh, there is. Okay. That's probably why that's it. Okay. So in that case, I have to get to this place because all 3 of these require me to go this route in order to reach these, in order to get these 2. So to get this one, I should plan on hitting this cracked wall. I've got to either go south here or south there. But I need to hit north here to get those 2. So I should plan on going south here, which means going east there. I have to go south here, so I can't get here from there. I have to go this way. I'm going to take a guess, because at some point, if I look too hard at something, I forget whatever I'd already figured out. Which is certainly part of the reason why I don't tend to play in that way. Alright, I think I needed to not take this route. So I should try the north route instead. That will allow me to go get rid of these. Alright, that's some things that I've established I needed to do, which leaves me only the option of going through this way here. I'm going to guess that I should do this to reach these roaches. And I've established that it's necessary to do this. Fundamentally, this is a puzzle type that you could create with orbs and doors, but it seems much more intuitive this way. Like, there's a clear manner in which, I guess, this formation of tar stuff communicates that you can only go one of these 2 ways for each blob. I think maybe using a cracked wall is a bit of a cheap tactic that I'm not fond of. I would prefer this be a bit pure logical. A bit purer of a logical puzzle thing. Because basically relying on a cracked wall to create your challenge just means that it depends on how hard the player looks at the room and whether they notice it or not. Which is maybe not... like whether they notice that an individual single tile is different from the others. Which I don't feel is really the best thing. I noticed that there is an invisibility potion available, but I'm not too inclined to bother using it unless I really need it. Plus, I think it's possible that that scroll is a challenge saying don't use it. Or something like that. I guess probably it's not an actual challenge with scripting, but whatever. close enough. I don't really need to kill all these, I just need to get to the other guy. Hoping to bury myself in tar before all these guys could start being a problem, but there we go, that's a little more like it. There we go. No invisibility needed. Alright, let's see what that scroll says. This room can be done without the invisibility potion. It's only for extreme need. Also, there's cracked walls that let you out, I guess, or let you in. If you want to do it, if you want to have the invisibility potion as soon as possible, I guess. I would guess that probably optimizers also use the invisibility potion. Because there's almost no way that not taking the invisibility potion through, say, the cracked wall path is faster than taking it and not having any tar spawn to deal with. I mean, I don't know for sure, but it seems really unlikely. Alright, there is something transpiring with these trapdoors. I guess I'm just going to go across and hope for the best. Okay. Yeah, I would say Doom has made some much more nightmarish architecture in the time since this. It is only level 1, though. Oh, I see. I need to actually drop all the trapdoors. Okay. Whoops. So that means I should drop this now, and I should do that here to leave myself just the one tile to drop later. I knew I was missing something with this arrangement of trapdoors, but I wasn't sure what. Nice little trapped goblin there. Alright, and now I can freely cross and continue this way in the only direction I think is left. Well, there's a snake in this room, but I can go south to find this. Whatever this is. Is this an anything? What a weird convoluted path. Maybe it leads to a secret room though? Well done, you found super secret room number 1. Have fun watching the snakes get killed. Then press R and watch it again. Also, you can just push the 30 turn wait to solve that room instantly. First place tie in a trivial room, hooray. Despite being described as a secret room, I didn't see the indication of it actually being a secret per se. Like as far as mastery credit goes, maybe this is before that technology existed, considering it does seem to be AE based. I don't know if there was a time when that technology didn't exist though. Not sure on that point. Anyway, I can enter on this side instead of needing to come in through the other side, I guess. Oh no, I see. I need to go in that way to press the first button. And then come back in from the south to press the second button. I guess I'll just wait here and try to get that snake to bonk against some roaches or something. Yeah, that'll do. That'll do. 37th place, eh? Why does this look like a cracked wall path when there's actually nothing there? Weird. Alright, well, exit level. That means I should try to figure out what magic cracked wall path from here leads to the stairs. Maybe this one. As Beethro enters deeper into the dungeon, he keeps thinking if this is worth the treasure. Wait, what was that? I'm sure I saw something. He says, I guess. Oh, spiders. Okay. I think I should push that queen out first, yeah? I love having 21st century technology to see spiders with. It's great. Oops. I'm uncertain if I can do this here. Maybe I should go look for some other thing that will help with this. I don't know. Like, oh, let's get rid of the snake first. I'm sure that'll have an effect of some sort. Oh yeah, okay. That's neat. Can empty out some of the roach cages in this way. Maybe I'll just leave that one alone. I know how to empty it, but I'm not sure it's really necessary. I mean, haven't I thinned the ranks enough? Yes, I have. I mean, really, it's mostly a matter of just making sure not too many are coming from either the north or the south. And you're given kind of freebies to clear out the south, mostly. feels like. Oh hey, it's that room where a roach is right behind you and you need it to not be right behind you anymore so you can go push more orbs. Like this one. Oops. I guess I'm not supposed to push that one. Well, I could just kill this roach. That might be the more intelligent activity. I guess that's the idea, is kill the roach from behind you, not let it continue to be behind you the whole room. Which I guess later architecture has really primed me to think of a roach being right behind me as being something I need to keep alive for whatever reason. Wonder what the scroll says. That roach is now stuck unless you cleared the room first. Gee, thanks. Why though? Why did you put that why? Whatever. Anyway. Sweet back swipe. Dead end. I hope that you already killed that roach. I guess the idea is actually to push him onto the first force arrow, but not the second one. And the whole purpose of the weird trap hallway is mainly just to confuse the player into thinking it's pointless. I'm not sure, but whatever. Oh yeah, back swiping might have worked also. Well, that happened. Let's see, here's a roach. I bet I need this roach to kill off that snake. Do I need this roach to kill off the other snake? Maybe. Maybe I should behave as if I do and see what happens. Alright, so if I just go right here, that'll kill that snake. And I don't know what the rest of this is about. But now I don't have to wait around on a snake to interact with all this. Which I guess I would otherwise have to do. Oh look, there are spiders in this room. Did you ever hear of spiders? They're invisible until they're not. Looks like... use a roach to kill the snake's maze. So this roach's first order of business is to reach the top right snake, I guess. That's not the way to go. actually that's fine. I can do that. And then we want him to go to the southwest. And any of these really obvious passages will do for that. Finally, I need him to go into the eastern area with the final snake in it. Big circles around the area. That's how we do our roach maze. Okay. Oh, this looks like some kind of nightmare. Which bottom arrow? Oh yeah, I could have done that. That would have been okay. Oh well. So let me guess. All of this door is closed by each of these orbs. And only closed? What a weird room. So there's like a restriction where I can't be stabbing one of these orbs, because that would close all the doors. But the maze is already tight enough that I have the freedom to kind of put the mimic wherever I want him to be. So the weird orb restriction seems totally unnecessary and maybe only exists so the architect didn't have to see a giant error on top of all these doors, telling him that these doors aren't connected to anything. I don't know. Hard to tell. I guess so. I mean, I'm not really being that attentive to Bithro's location overall, I would say. Hello, Snake. What do you want? You want to die to Spider? I can arrange that. Maybe. Not sure. I guess I need to pull him back up north first and then pull out the spider. And then make sure the spider's in a good position. There we go. And that opened a green door that I'll come to from another direction, I guess. Like this direction. But first I'll go east. Oh. Hello, Tar. I'm just gonna sit inside you until all these snakes are dead, if you don't mind. I can't see any good motivation not to do that. Well, maybe not sit exactly in this configuration, but... Well, let's just get rid of that. That'll do it. I'll just wait here and let the snakes ram themselves into oblivion. Oh, hello, Cracked Wall. I didn't see you there. I mean, yeah, but how many undo does it take to undo pushing a button? Pushing an orb by accident? Just one. And it's really obvious when you push the orb and it was a mistake. I don't know. Oh, good. That's what I was hoping to see. Hint: you can get a safe place by killing the Tar Mother correctly. Or by not killing her and just entering her zone correctly, I guess. If you want to call that correctly. Here's more spiders, by the way. Well, that was easy. I guess that's past the blue door, which means that it was always going to be green. Sort of odd. Or no, that must be before the blue door, I guess. Okay, and this is another room I need to reach before the blue door. Which I didn't even know was available to reach. Oh, there's a way down to south here. Oh, it's a classic release the roaches by way of a snake timer type room. There we go. Oh, I see the rules. Okay. So the idea is that there are required rooms, and then there are also rooms that are along the path to the exit. You need to clear both of those. Which basically just makes them more required rooms, but with a slightly different decoration to them. It's a bit silly. Oh look, it's I don't think I want to be facing this direction. Let's try this direction. I don't know, maybe east is the right way to face here? Or into southeast, maybe? Alright, I guess I should be facing a cardinal direction. Let's try that. Yeah, that's a little better. Have time to turn around. Maybe I should aim northeast here. There we go. Now all the space is where I want it to be, and I can just do this. Okay. Snake dead. Now I haven't seen a way to get to the room that's east of there. Possibly I just haven't seen it, but maybe I'm just supposed to walk in there and then solve it? I guess we'll see. I mean, it doesn't look like there's any obvious path there. Apart from this one, I mean. Yep, here we just solve it with a mimic. And this puzzle is place a mimic over here. Trundle him around through all this. There we go. Oh, this puzzle consists almost entirely of the concept of tedium, seems like. I know, I'll make it tedious. You'll never solve that. Like, I understand the basic motions that I need in order to translate movements on this path I'm on into movements around the spiral. It's not very hard to understand what sort of movements I need to do. It's just kind of mildly annoying to do them. Well, anyway, this is the exit level room. This looks like a face, like a robot face, 2 eyes and a grinning mouth here. Just to me, though. I've found nothing useful so far, but I can't turn back as I've already come this far. Oh, there's nothing in this room. I think this is a good place to cut this one. It's not bad. It's pretty good. I'm a little tired of it, though. Let's look at No Monster Hold compilation by number 3756-07980. What? Compilation of unofficial No Monster Hold contest. Credit goes to Drawd Optimizer of MX Flatty at Caravel Forum for Grob's Fortress. Okay. Why is only one person being credited for something that's apparently part of a competition? Oh well. On the way to Rooted Hold, Beethro sees the strangest building. He decided that there might be someone inside it who could help him get to the lowest point. Suddenly, when Beethro was already in the central hall of the building, a strange man appeared. Okay. Pizza it is then. Dough. Said Beethro. This pizza shop seemed huge, and for some reason it had round form. It took Beethro a while to understand that he was standing in the middle of a huge pizza. Good dough needs loads of water. What? Why would you just explain that when you were on discovering that you were standing in the middle of a giant pizza? What would be the first thing you exclaim? For Beethro, apparently it would be dough needs loads of water. Like, shouldn't he be at least a little bit worried about his predicament or something? Oh boy. I guess I need to take this platform over there. Okay. Well, if I have two of them, I can basically get back out on the second one to get the next two. Presumably. So I guess that's what I should do. Like, Beethro came here because he was hungry, man. Why you gotta make everything so difficult just for to get food? I kind of forgot what I was trying to do for a minute there. I guess I need this platform to be up against that. Right. Then I can push this into position. Now I just need to go all the way around to get the east-facing one in its position. Oh boy. There. Need that up against that so that when I take this up there, I can put it onto that and get the thing, and yeah. Okay. Can't wait to do this again for the last one. actually had that in an advantageous position at least. Oh. Oh. Ketchup. Ketchup? That is not what you make a pizza with. You do not make a pizza with ketchup. That's tomato sauce. Tomato sauce and ketchup are different things. I don't know how one could fail to know this and claim to understand pizza. I mean, I guess you can put ketchup on pizza, like if it's a weird specialty cheeseburger pizza, that's a thing you could include, but you don't ever, like, it's not a basic ingredient like dough. That's not what, that's, yeah. Anyway, I guess I need to push this here and then go around and push it the other way. This room is very easy, but mildly tedious. Nowhere near as tedious as the previous room, though. Melted cheese. I assume that the cheese in question is being made out of my brain as I try to do a stupid, terrible force arrow turning puzzle. I hate force arrow turn tokens. Guess which one to press. If you guess incorrectly, you have to go back and try again. I don't know which ones to press. I guess not that one. Is that? That won't work. Well, gee, there's this one place where I don't even have to worry about the nearby arrow. But I can't exit if that's the last one I press. Okay, I think this must be it. Yeah, that's it. Okay, sure. And some roach salami to make it even tastier. What? Do I need to stack all of the wubbas inside the stupid... I don't know how this is roach salami when there are clearly wubbas present. I would really appreciate having a sword in order to have to deal with these stupid wubbas everywhere and trying to herd them into a location. That would have really helped. Like, I understand sticks probably weren't invented yet, but a stick would also have really helped. Just anything besides being disarmed and having to somehow magically push them in while pulling them. And also keep them there afterward. Well, okay, that's one down, I guess. Assuming that locked them in? No. Did that lock them in? Or that? No. Wubba herding. Wubba herding. needed this in my life. Okay, I think maybe this is the way I want the force arrows going, because they can go in and they can't get out this way. So try not to push any more of the force arrow tokens, or at least unpush them if I do, I guess. This is once again not fundamentally difficult, it's just really annoying to achieve. There. I'll just push these three in and then do the last one, because it's not like it matters anyway. There. Now the intro text said "and finally," so this must be the last one, right? Yes. Okay. Machine Man has nothing more to say to me. Smite Masters meeting. As you may know, there has been a sharp increase in recent dungeon infestations. I have thus decided that every single member of the guild call shall be assigned a dungeon to clear, in contrast to our usual method of just letting Vithro do all the work. Grundus Mungle, head of the Smite Masters Guild. That's pretty good. You are clear to the Trefiel Tower. You will handle Pike's Cave. You shall conquer Herkinades dungeon. And finally, you handle Pike's Cave. But you assign that hold to Golbar. Trying to get out of clearing your hold, eh? Well, it won't work. Get out. But Golbar... Oh, fine. Vithro stepped cautiously into that gloomy cave. It's odd, he muttered, that me and Golbar were assigned the same dungeon to clear. He looked up just in time to see someone disappear around a bend in the corner. Then again, it might save me quite a bit of work. Huh. I get it. Hey, it looks like Golbar already cleared this dungeon. Great, now I can just walk right through. What did he say? This will be a cinch. Oh, I thought he said there will be a catch. Or maybe it won't be a cinch. Wait, did I miss an orb? Which orb did I miss? Oh, is there an imposed order on this nonsense? I guess so. Alright, the one on the right first. Apparently Golbar has the mysterious and arcane power of actually leaving the room the way he saw it at the end of it. That's kind of interesting. Like when Vithro leaves and re-enters a room, he finds it the same way he originally found it. But apparently when Golbar enters and leaves a room, he leaves it so that whoever finds it next finds it in the state he left it in? There are 4 rows of puzzles, 3 in each row. The exit is at the far south. You don't need to solve all the rooms to get there, just 1 in each row. Okay then. What an unusual design choice. What? What? How? What? 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 Where? How? Okay, that toggles, but also closes this door, which is not helpful. Okay, I guess I'll skip this one. Wait. Never mind. I was like, can I just stand on the conquer token arbitrarily? No, I can't. I can in this room, but I'm obviously not supposed to. Here's yet another room where I have weirdly very restricted movement and I'm not sure how to deal with it. Like, I don't see how I'm supposed to get anywhere being only able to push, only being able to exist in these two single spots. Especially since the Fagundo is going to be extremely prone to just killing my Mimic. Something happened here. Oh. So I guess this is just a very slightly modified orb puzzle? Okay. This is way too complicated. Generally, when presented with this sort of thing, my inclination is just to start pressing things randomly and see what happens. Well, okay, nothing... No. Never mind. Ugh. I guess I'll just start trying directions and see what happens. I mean, eventually one of them has to be right. What does this button do? Oh. That's just where the weapon goes. I don't think any of the options here work. Yeah, that's literally every option I have, and none of them work. And I also don't understand the operation of these explosives. Like, why are these here? What purpose do they possibly serve? So I tried literally every combination of movements that's available. And I don't really... Oh, I see. The bombs are still a really bizarre addition. So I guess the question is, which combination of moves leaves me in a position where making one more move will be able to solve it? One more very specific move. This gives me the option of pushing any of those three buttons, but I don't think any of them will actually fix this. Oh. Not alone, maybe, but two of them will. Alright. Well, that happened. Here's a room with a decoy in it, and a speed potion. Why? I don't know. I guess I'm supposed to deposit every single one of these webbas here. This is not really monsterless. I would qualify webbas as monsters. Maybe not mimics, but definitely webbas. I mean, I'm sure it was covered in the rules of the competition. I would consider webbas to definitely be monsters, Fagundos may be monsters, maybe not mimics and decoys and clones. I don't know. But I think that's enough for that one. Let's look at the Notdrods. Notdrod by Ryan. It isn't. Okay. Blank. Notdrod by Robobob 3000. Inspired by Not Prawn by David Munich. The Puzzle Boat by Greg Broom. And Dumb the Game by Hamumu Software. Permission granted by Caravel Games to use graphics from Drod Journey to Rooted Hold. Special thanks to Andy101, Choco, Triple M, and Shik and Walu. Enjoy. GLHF. We begin in the hub room. Hubbub, 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 hubbub. What's all the hubbub about? Someone better cut it out or else they're gonna get it. Only twice if they're lucky. 5 letters in the code word. 125 letters. The hub room. 125 minus 5 is 120 is divisible by 6. There are 6 letters in the word hubbub. 26 letters in each row, 21 in the last. Sounds like you'd better listen to Bethro. Cut the hubbub out. What? Every lock room in this hold can be completed by entering a 5-letter code word. The only exception to this is the final room. So this is meta puzzle, but actually the hold is. I know that none of this means anything to me. I'm not going to try to look up how to code break this in the middle of trying to do a stream. So I'm just going to tell it that I want the word hub. Hubble. I don't know. Oh, I guess I thought it was 6 letters for some reason. Okay, well that was my best guess. And then I guess they made another one, not Drod 2, Drod Tower, which is by Tanan. Find the one-word answer to each room to progress. Not Drod 2, Drod Tower. So this is someone else's interpretation of the same idea, I guess. Welcome to Not Drod, Drod Tower. That's an unusual name. Well, it's a long story. Skip it. I've heard there's treasure here. Yes, of course. Allow me to explain how to reach it. They smite some monsters? No, you solve puzzles and enter answers. Watch. Suppose you believe the answer to a puzzle is answer. All of the puzzles have answers that are single and short. A-N-S-W-E-R. Okay. If answer were right, the guard would have struck the orb. Sorry, answer is not correct. Okay, let's reset the room. The actual answer here is sample. Go ahead and input that, and you'll be all set. But if you make a mistake, what now? Oh, just restart. Well done, you can proceed onward. If you return to a solved room, you'll see that the answer remains. Good luck. Okay. More sophisticated scripting, I suppose. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Prologue puzzle. Title, answer length. Enter answer in the room to the north. Hints available here, this room only. Well, I noticed that the number of monsters in each zone does not match the number that it is. So let's try third letter of the alphabet first. That would be C. Fifth letter next, E. Then fifth letter again, E. D. B. C, E, E, D, B. That's kind of meaningless, so I'm not sure about that. My next guess would be the nth letter of the word that represents the name of the monster. So that would be E for I, E-Y-E, the third letter is E. N for brain, B-R-A-I-N, the fifth letter is brain. Wraithwing, W-R-A-I-T, W-R-A-I-T. So that would make T the fifth letter. And then R is the fourth letter of guard. O is the second letter of goblin. I already forgot what I said for the first two. It was E, then N, then T? Ray. Yeah, E-N-T, R, O. Well, there's something fishy, so... Oh, Evil Eye. That's what's wrong. I thought maybe it should be intro, given that we were getting intro. Okay, that makes sense. I... N... T... R... O. Solved. That's it. That was good. That went pretty well. So, I don't know. The original Not Drawed just is really obtuse and demands way too much right away. This, first of all, it asks for information that it's kind of on the screen, but it's also something that is kind of familiar to a Drawed player, like the existence of these monsters. You have to think about the monsters, why they're... I don't know. There's a lot more to point to how this is supposed to work, in my opinion. What's that? Oh, good luck. The Hall of Treasure. Vithro entered the Hall of Treasure with some trepidation. Puzzles weren't his strong points, unless they were puzzles that involved smiting things with a really big sword. He had a feeling that these puzzles wouldn't be like that. Still, they didn't call it the Hall of Treasure for nothing. Great, my first room and I can't even reach the clues. In Pursuit of Fortune. 8. What? Huh. Exhaust. Sap? Exhaust. Same, identical. Monkey, 8. Alcohol, ale. Synonyms. 4-letter synonym for approach. I don't know, near? Operated. 3-letter synonym for operated, past tense? Like if you said operate, I would maybe say use, but I'm not sure what the past tense of operated. I don't know. Band. Band? I don't know of a 4-letter synonym for band. Label. 3 letters, tag, maybe? Metal? Metal. I don't know. What is the next? What's up here? Is this just the entry? This is just the entry room. Okay. 10. Okay, so if that's 10 and this is tag, then I actually know number of the letters, but I can't. I'm gonna need some snipping tool to help me out with this. Let me, hold on. There we go. I'm going to kind of scribble down what I think this should be. So I know this has got to be T if our tin and tar are correct. Not tar, tag. So tag would be T, A, G. Tin is T-I-N. And that makes a word that ends in ing. Approach, starting with T. T-A blank blank, approach. I don't know. Tail? That can't be right. Operated. Well, I only know that the second word is A. Maybe, well no, I know it's A-N, so maybe it's R-A-N? So, tray-ing. Did I just... There we go. Well, that's not right. Something broke here. Oh, there we go. Computer looking at itself can have a little bit of trouble. Band. Ring? Yeah, that makes sense. Band as in, okay. Wait. Do any of, oh, this one points to those. So, T-A blank blank blank, which means approach. I don't know that one. The problem is I don't see how T-A... Well, it could be trail? That's not approach, that's follow. That's not... I don't think that really scans at all. If you're going by the synonym logic, that's not a good synonym clue for this, because it doesn't mean that. Let's try it, though. Let's try trailing. Oops. No? So it's not tail. I'm not sure what there is. A four-letter synonym for approach that starts with T-A? It starts with whatever that started with. I don't remember. Yeah, starts with T-A. I don't know what that... Like, there's no other word I can think of. T-A-I-N is not a word. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just gonna try trapping and see what happens. Because I'm confident in the rest of the letters, so I guess all I really need to do is guess words that have the outside letters until I get one that works. Okay, so I just looked up a crossword helper to see what other words start with TRA and end in ING and have 2 letters between. The first one there was tracking, which you're also suggesting. And no, tack is not a synonym for approach. There is no way I can think of in which that is a synonym for that. Whatever. I got that mostly right. This isn't even close to being my first interest. Unless that twisty maze of snakes means something. Apparently this is 4 letters long. Is there a first snake? Should I interpret snake lengths to mean something? I wonder. Oh, whoops. Let me, there. I might need it again if I'm gonna keep playing this, of course, but... There are really long gaps between some snakes. I would guess that the snake length equals the letter in some way, so 12th letter, 5th letter, 14th letter, 7th letter, 20th letter, 6th, 8th letter. That would be my guess. Let's see. So, which one's the 12th letter? I could find it, but let me see. Letters to numbers. Come on. Oops. Well, I pushed a thing that accidentally reset the chat, so hopefully no one said anything while I wasn't looking between then and there. Alright, let's type this in. So I want 12, 5, 14, 7, 20, 8, it's not actually showing it properly, is it? Oh, there we go. This says length. Okay, the first set of snakes say length. 4, 10, 22, oop. DJV, what? Hold on. Is that? Oh, that should be 9, that's why. I'm gonna guess 4. Yep. 4, 5, 4. Length divided by length divided by time. Length divided by time? A 4-letter word meaning length divided by time, I guess, is what I'm looking for. That That would be speed or velocity, neither of which are four-letter words. I'm also not sure what that has to do with the title of First Interest. Oh, I get it. Okay. I just needed to look up synonyms for speed real quick. Now you'll see my guess. Now that was some good clues, because interest rate is a concept, and rate is a synonym for speed of something. Although it's not really to do with length, it's more to do with... rate has more to do with frequency of something occurring than it does to do with... well, whatever. What? Whoa, dark. I'll have to make my way around by touch. Feeling the part. That was weird. Now cut that out. Tarnation. Now you're just being silly. I don't feel well. Phew, that's much better. Is not blue, is blue, is mobile, is not mobile. Is not round, is round, is armed, is unarmed. Doesn't move like a roach, moves like a roach, can fly, can't fly. What? Okay. So each of these corresponds to a closed or open door. So the first one is a mimic. Mimic, wraithwing, tarse, tar, wubba, eye. Well, a mimic is blue. A mimic is armed. A mimic doesn't move like a roach. Not really. It can't fly. And it is not round. And it is mobile. So how am I supposed to interpret this? I would guess this is supposed to be a Braille symbol. So let's look at our Braille alphabet. So are the, I guess, raised dots? I guess these are the raised dots, so these should be the ones that I'm looking for. So the first letter is D. I'll just make a note of that somewhere. Okay, and then the second guy was a wraithwing. A wraithwing is not blue. A wraithwing is mobile. A wraithwing is not round. It is not armed. It doesn't move like a roach, not really. And it can fly. So something that looks like a sideways T is... I'm not seeing this one on the Braille chart. Oh, there it is. R. DR. Okay. Then tar baby. So tar baby is blue. Tar baby is mobile. Tar baby is round. Tar baby is not armed. It moves like a roach. And it cannot fly. So that would be I. Wubba is not blue, is mobile, is round, is not armed. It does not move like a roach, and it cannot fly. So upside down L thing is P. So far I have drip. And then eyeball. Eyeball is not blue, is unarmed. Eyeball moves sort of like a roach. It can't fly. It is round. It is mobile. I noticed particularly the graphic was of an awake evil eye, which is mobile. So that gives me drips. Once again, this relies on you understanding some very basic information about creatures and objects inside of Deadly Rooms of Death, such as whether something moves like a roach or not. There we go. Wow, that's a lot of brains. But what am I supposed to do with them? I'm not psychic. Well, that was fun. No, I'm not really sure what to do with the brains. I noticed these tiles look very slightly different from each other, like they might have different lighting or something. But apart from that, I don't really see how to use anything in here. Are any of these different from each other? These are all character brain. Oh, they're not all character brains. So do I eliminate the imposters or the real ones? I guess it doesn't matter since I'll get a negative image either way. It's a bit irritating to have to right-click on every single thing, though. Alright, well, there's one. I think that was one. Yeah. Pretty sure this makes L. No? Did I miss one that was real? No? So this is all the real brains here. And it doesn't form a letter. But neither do the non-brains. Oh wait, it does form a letter. It forms a C. CL. Okay. CLE. Alright, CLEO, I guess. Even though that's not really a word, it's a proper name. Could be right. Alright, that's it. Alright, this is probably good enough. Okay. I think this does a much better job of expressing the idea and not being obtuse instantaneously and therefore putting me off right away than the original did. But that might just be my opinion. Maybe somebody really likes the hubbub puzzle that made absolutely no sense to me. I will say maybe the tutorial on how to enter the letters wasn't too necessary, because I understood how to do that right away, even in this one. It's hard to say. But, yeah. So, having finished ins, this is a good place to cut off today, but I do want an opinion, which I guess we could talk about now, or you could post about in the thread. As far as I understand, the ASB holds, including the Oceanic Oligarchy, are a pentology? Is that the right word? Five-hold series, whatever. This is just the first one that we've come to alphabetically, as far as I'm aware. So that being the case, should I go and seek out the first two, because I think this is supposed to be the third one? Or should I just go ahead and barrel into this one and not worry too much about it? Whatever's decided about that, I'll probably be doing the odd jobs holds in novice, medium, expert order, which is the opposite of their alphabetical order, because it seems like they have a really obvious order and they're all right here. I don't really know what the difference is between these, but I guess we'll see when I get there. I guess go ahead and post in the thread if you have an opinion on whether I should do Oceanic Oligarchy or go after doing the whole pentology now, or whether I should do it all later. Maybe I'll just do it, but we'll see. There's no reason to be in a rush to decide, since I'm at the end of stream time today anyway. For the moment, though, thank you for watching. Have a good weekend. I don't know of anything else to say. But farewell for now.